Throws down the middle and good! 49ers win it!
Deja vu, anyone? First, it feels like Adam Vinatieri all over again. Then, the latest iconic snow kick takes the 49ers back to very familiar territory. Are we in the middle of Memento or Inception? Groundhog's Day, maybe?
That game boots it through. And off they go to home where they meet the 49ers next Sunday.
Time for the third chapter of the trilogy. Fitting then, it's in Tinseltown, back at SoFi, hoping for some Return of the King, Return of the Jedi, maybe Bourne Ultimatum.
Opportunities like this don't come often. Seize the moment. Dominate your men.
Impossible not to start with the obvious. Niners have a 6-game win streak over the Rams. Last two are the only ones worth reflecting on. Let's just touch on the similarities. Rams fans can discount each as I go in the comments section. Matthew Stafford, 2 INTs in both games.
Controllers struggled and it's intercepted as Jimmy Ward again.
Stafford was sacked 2+ times in each. More importantly, in the Week 18 contest, the Niners hit him 13 times too. He doesn't like being pressured. More on that soon.
Stafford is swallowed up.
Cooper Kupp, 122 yards and 118 yards. So the 49ers can live with it apparently.
Stafford, end zone, Kupp. He's got it for the touchdown!
Odell, though, shut down in both. One was OBJ's Rams debut, but still, he can't be invisible a third time.
Stafford slings it, pass is short of Odell Beckham Jr.
And the number one common denominator that will get press galore all week, Debo. Rams have to find their inner Craig and not play Samuel like Smokey.
Garoppolo had the pressure, it is caught. Samuel went up to get it, and he's to the LA 45, pick up a 20.
The Debo factor is real. Even in the worst conditions, on the road with everything on the line, he was still able to throw a YGKTFO. That's just Samuel's way of saying knockout punch.
Debo gets it. Samuel breaks a couple of tackles, doing it all. First down inside the 30.
Don't need to go too deep into his game. Thumbnail picture, they move him around all over the formation. He's thrown for a TD. He runs from sweeps, traditional pitches. Receptions can come from the backfield or when he lines up as a wideout.
This is where we go put this away. This is where we go put it in the box right now. Let's go put the ball in the box. Let's go.
He did get beat up in that cold weather late. Doubt it keeps the dude off the field, though.
One stop, we're going to put him away. One stop, we're going to put him away. We're going to put him away.
His QB is the biggest X factor in this game. Jimmy Garoppolo did not have a great outing in the Snow Bowl.
We've seen it too many times from Jimmy Garoppolo to miss out on any opportunity here before the half to come away with any kind of points. It's a big mistake.
Jimmy G really hasn't had a great outing in a while. He hasn't had a rating over 90 since Week 15. 2 TDs against 6 INTs in that time.
Garoppolo takes the snap, firing, and it's intercepted. And a tomb-like stadium comes alive.
He's persevered, though. His fans will point to some big drops by his receivers early in their win over Green Bay, and to the fact he's the last QB to hang a C-note rating on LA's defense.
Caught by Debo again, breaks a tackle. He's going to run in the end zone for a touchdown. What a night by Debo Samuel on Monday Night Football.
From Week 13 on, though, LA's defense has pretty much locked up every QB they've faced. Not a bad list either. Kyler twice, Kirk Cousins, Russell Wilson, and then last week they added the GOAT as the latest notch on their belt.
Under pressure again, fires downfield to be picked off at the 31-yard line.
Okay, sort of. Jalen Ramsey actually got beat deep by M.Evans. Bucks did come back to tie it.
Looking the other way, Brady going deep down the right sideline for Evans. He makes the catch. He's in for the score.
But that wasn't really on the defense. That was all those turnovers. Brady's yards per attempt barely over 6, rating barely over 70, and Evans had over 100 yards, but his 8 catches were on 16 targets.
Second down and 7 is Brady. He puts it to the outside and dropped. So nothing going right for Tampa right now.
The Rams played Gronk well, too. 11 targets, 4 receptions.
Brady looks over the middle, fires low. Intended for Gronkowski.
Tight end obviously plays a key role in San Francisco's passing attack. George Kittle was responsible for a big drop, but then he pulled a Lloyd Christmas.
Pass to Kittle. Wow, what a catch for a first down. What a grab.
Kittle hasn't blown up a lot lately. There are games he spends a lot of time blocking. Kyle Shanahan ideally wants to run it between 40 and 1 million times a game. Elijah Mitchell would garner a lot of carries in that scenario. He hasn't been very efficient lately, under 3.6 per attempt in each of his last 2 games.
As the 49ers toss it to Elijah Mitchell. And he lost a yard, maybe 2.
Jimmy G also got sacked 4 times against Green Bay, 7 QB hits.
Extra men on the rush. Garoppolo is sacked again.
Pass protection and run efficiency, both being subpar, indicate issues with the O-line. Trent Williams, top left tackle in the game, finished that game with a bum ankle. If he's not 100, that spells trouble against the Rams' front. They just took a team missing its best lineman with an injured ankle, held them to 3.6 yards per carry on the ground.
You see it game after game, time after time. They have so many blocking schemes to try and come up with something that's an answer.
And abused the backup tackle in the passing game all game long. Aaron Donald almost lived in the backfield.
Brady under pressure, gets swallowed up at the 7-yard line. Pressure, and there is Donald.
Von Miller's tear continues, made Brady look like that kid in the Xbox ad. Strip sack Miller, classic.
And what a difference Von Miller has made to this football team. Been healthy now, and look out, everybody else left in the playoffs.
And Leonard Floyd showed why they're such a beast to deal with. Both tackles face constant pressure from the edge, with AD coming through the middle.
Brady under pressure again and swallowed up back at the 37-yard line.
Ideally for San Francisco, Jimmy doesn't have to face that pressure much if they can run it effectively. When they don't have the ball, it's the opposite. The Rams, a pass-first team, or a Cooper Kupp-first team. Said earlier, San Francisco can live with $120 from him. I don't know if they can live with almost 2 bills, which Kupp dropped against the Bucs. He's been so good that when he made that last game-winning catch, it was like, sure, it makes sense.
Stafford, deep downfield! He's got Kupp again!
The 49ers did just deal with another stud wideout, gave up 90 yards to D.Adams, but took him 9 receptions. They contained him most of the time. Need to do the same against Kupp.
Pass to Adams. Dante Johnson on the stop.
They'll still have to deal with Kupp's supporting cast, all of them pitching in last week, which is what they've done most of the year.
And Stafford, just a perfect throw. That was a beauty. Then what a play by Jefferson to keep him bound and pick up that first down.
Downfield, that's caught at the 10-yard line, the tight end Tyler Higbee.
And when all of those guys are involved, Matthew Stafford looks like he did against Tampa. McVay calling that timeout after he got sacked, setting up the dot and dime that followed, the reason they traded for him.
Watch what happens. Kupp with a little double, triple move, drops the defender to the ground.
More impressive, Stafford had that game while facing a decent amount of pressure. Remember, he had the highest rating against the blitz in 2021.
Perfect pass protection. If that keeps up, it bodes well for these Rams.
But when defenders get close enough to pressure him, his numbers drop significantly.
Just nowhere for Stafford to step up and try to avoid his lineman and get the ball out.
And if that pressure causes him to play poorly, you have a much better chance to beat the Rams. LA now 11-0 when he has a 100-plus rating.
Communicate, keep playing physical, one at a time. Let's go.
49ers secondary. They've battled injuries all year. Faced Aaron Rodgers, Dak Prescott, and Stafford the last 3 games. No triple-digit ratings. No one over 230 yards.
K-Rod Williams with the interception of Dak Prescott for the sharp fights. The 49ers take it on the Dallas 20-yard line.
And they have the kind of front that can pressure a QB. Nick Bosa is the constant.
Bosa, with the quickness that he has, he's able to come off, and Rodgers doesn't even know that he's there.
But for their defense to really make an impact up front, they need the spinal tap amp knob on Eric Armstead to stay on 11. Half a sack or more in 4 straight, got to Rodgers twice, got to Stafford 2.5 times.
You see there Eric Armstead off the edge, and they get the push in the middle, and they just push the pile right back into the lap of Matthew Stafford.
Armstead also helped the 49ers hold Green Bay's run game in check.
Here's Dillon, a gain of 3.
And so did Fred Warner. He was healthy, and he did it all to help them advance.
Jones and big middle linebacker Fred Warner made the stop.
Rams' X factor is their rush attack. They like Cam Akers. He runs hard, but he has to be able to scratch out more than 2 yards per carry, which is all he provided LA against Tampa Bay. He was under 4 a run against Arizona, too.
Can't get out of the backfield this time. That's a loss of 3.
And he brings us to the one reason their win over the Bucs was a nail-biter. He was responsible for 2 of their 4 turnovers. You can't expect to do that again and win again.
The trust that they showed in Cam Akers, despite the fumble in the first half comes back to bite them.
Both kickers hit walk-offs. Matt Gay had one field goal come up short. Both are trustworthy, though. Can the Niners pull any more blocked kicks?
Here they come, and there's the hand on it. What a job by him. And the kicking game just knotted this thing up.
The team that sweeps, record in the third meeting, 20-12. Bucks the 12th team to do it when they beat the Saints last year. Let's jump in Mr. Peabody's time machine. Move over, Sherman. 1989, LA Rams, San Francisco 49ers. Jim Everett throws 3 INTs. The other QB, he played well, and he was making Godfather 3 at the time, I think. Actor and QB, that Joe Montana was talent. Predictions, please. Jam them in the comment section.